Welcome to the African Perspective program on Smart 24 television. The African Perspective program comes in 3 segments. The Monday segment will be showing Uganda and its trade in relation to other East African Community Partner states. The Wednesday segment will be showing issues revolving around trade specifically in the East African community. The Friday segment will be showing issues revolving around the African Continental Free Trade Area, and the Friday segment is brought to you courtesy of the Single African Market Program hosted by Samuel Ajimang, our brother in Ghana. On this specific segment, our brother Samuel Ajimang will be talking about small and medium enterprises in Ghana, a major component of the African Continental Free Trade Area, as we've read in the news, as we've heard on television, as we've heard in various other places, are small and medium enterprises. As we know in Uganda, SMEs are a major component of our economy. However, in the process of achieving a Continental Free Trade Area, how much do we really know about the African Continental Free Trade Area? How much are we practicing in relation to the free trade area that is being offered to us across the continent? This is a program that is coming to show you how exactly we ourselves as citizenry in the country, how the small and medium enterprises, how the big enterprises themselves can actually gain, not within their countries only, not within their regions alone, but across the continent as a whole. In this episode, Mr. Samuel Ajimang actually takes us through small and medium enterprises in Ghana. He talks about the Ghana Enterprises Authority, which in Uganda would be the Enterprises Uganda. In Tanzania, that would be the Tanzania Startup Association. In Kenya, that would be the Medium and Small Enterprises Association. What we're trying to understand here, much as we are concentrating on small and medium enterprises, how can these small businesses actually benefit not just in their region, but across the continent? What are their needs? What are their concerns? What are their interests? What we're trying to do here is disseminate information to our viewers for us to understand how exactly are the SMEs in the West African region benefiting from the African Continental Free Trade Area? How are they being offered assistance? How are they being enlightened regarding issues revolving around the Continental Free Trade Area? How are they actually benefiting and being innovative in ways and means that will be beneficial not just to their businesses, but also to their country as a whole, to their various regions, and to the continent? Let us delve into this episode where Mr. Samuel Ajimang actually shows us samples of SMEs that are actually thriving in his country, SMEs that are actually being given opportunities to innovate, and how we in East Africa can learn from it. Thank you very much. Enjoy the program.
Hello, welcome to the Single African Market. This program is proudly associated with the 4 Better Business Together program. That's the 4BBT program that was initiated by the UNDP as well as the ICC, the International Chamber of Commerce, the world's largest association of businesses with about 45 million businesses across the entire globe, together with the Business for Peace Foundation all the way in Norway. Now, the German Development Corporation is also associated with the program. That's the GIZ. The United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, UNECA, is proudly associated with this program. Now, all of them believe, both businesses and international partners believe in the fact that it is only when information is made available to businesses that they can take advantage of it, that the African Continental Free Trade Agreement use it effectively for the benefit of their state as well as the continent at large. The government of Ghana is solidly behind this because they believe equally in the fact that when businesses get to know a lot more about the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, they should be able to use it effectively for Ghana and Africa. Now, a major target beneficiary of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement is supposed to be small and medium enterprises. And it is believed that when small and medium enterprises are empowered, they are able to take advantage of the continent's wider and larger market now to be able to empower their states and empower the entire continent as well. And for us on the Single African Market, if you notice right from the maiden edition, we have been unveiling some young innovators who are doing remarkably well for you to know what they're doing, get inspired by it, and also if there are support to help them expand their businesses, they can be able to access those support and be able to expand for the benefit of this country and the continent at large. So we began in our maiden edition with this young man who is adding value to Tiger Nut by producing cookies as well as drinks and spray starch. All the way till now, we've had about 4 of them. This week, we're going to tell you what opportunities have been created for some of these young innovators, small and medium enterprises as well, so that they can be able to access them, take advantage of them, expand, and be able to scale up. In the meantime, let's take advantage and bring you an omnibus of the innovators that we have unveiled on this platform thus far. We are motivated by the call to help unlock the potentials of SMEs in helping Africa to recover from COVID-19 by creating employment for the youth and reducing poverty. So we began by unearthing young innovators, startups, and so on. And our first innovator is adding value to Tiger Nuts by producing biscuits, drinks, and spray starch from Tiger Nuts.
I was in University of Cape Coast when the conception of the idea came. I bypassed the woman who was selling Tiger Nuts. This crop is very nutritious and well known in Ghana. But up to this point, Tiger Nuts does not have a value-added product in the market. So I wanted to experiment to know more about the crop. UNDP grants came in very handy to help us with the fabrication, which were done locally here in Ghana. This has helped us with the processing line of the milk drink, and now we are able to produce from the 100 bottles we were doing before. Now we're able to do 8,000 of the milk drink per month, and we're also able to do 4,000 of the biscuits in a month.
His vision is to scale up production and sell to the wider African market.
As we increase, we are also targeting the African market.
Our second innovator began producing his own herbal medicines after graduating from the university.
When Kinnock completed KNUST, finding a job became a challenge. To remedy this, I started the quest of creating a job for myself and others. I started the research, started from the kitchen. I needed FDA certification to be able to come out. We had the funding from UNDP and we purchased a locally manufactured boiler, which is 1,000 liters capacity. And with this, we are now increasing our output from 25 bottles to 2,000 bottles at a go.
And the bigger African market is his dream.
We have the vision of reaching a lot of the African countries because of our mode. We are looking up to partnering with pharmaceutical companies in these countries and then even health professionals.
Our next innovator created disinfection chamber to keep Ghanaians safe and assist the nation bounce back from the effect of COVID-19.
During the wake of COVID-19, all countries in the world, including Africa, was affected. Ghana wasn't exempted.
Scaling up to the African market is his dream.
If we get the help, we would not be able to only ensure COVID safety in Ghana, we would be able to ensure COVID safety in the West African sub-region and the entire continent as a whole.
Then we came to Richard Kwarteng, who began as a shoemaker startup and now owns a household name shoe factory in Kumasi and in Black Shoes. He stretched up his talent even further and innovated a facility that allows one to wash and sanitize their hands and checks body temperature within this COVID era.
I became passionate about shoemaking and I started learning on the internet. After I graduated from the university in 2014 and finished my service, I ventured into shoemaking. That recruited about 10 people to start. During the COVID period, I wanted to make a system for my factory, my shoe factory, so that my workers there will use and be safe. So I scaled the system and also thought of how to design it, and I contacted my 2 brothers. We all sat down and we made the system. That went viral during the lockdown, and the president of the land also acknowledged. And MBSSI also came in with the support and we scaled it up. And today we are here with production of the solar wash, and we've graduated and improved upon it to even produce a better one called Rapid Check.
Richard has dreams to storm the African market. So, wonderful young men with smart ideas and brilliant steps already taken to ensure that they also contribute their quota in this country, opening up the market, employ people and all of that, and eradicate poverty, which is the target of everybody. We don't want to see people struggle when, you know, there can be ideas that can be churned out and people can benefit from them. So we have unveiled all these folks, but we wanted to know what next for them, and that's what we're going to be doing. We'll follow these young men all the way through till we see something come out of what they have done. So this week, we decided to approach the Ghana Enterprises Agency to find out what's can be the future of these people, and many more who are there and don't even know where to turn. Somebody is generating something, somebody is innovating that, somebody is starting up a business. Where should they turn? What opportunities are there? Some of our innovators already have benefited from the Ghana Enterprises Agency. Some have benefited from the UNDP. But can all agencies, international partners, government agencies, businesses come together and help all these young folks to be able to grow their businesses?
The new Continental Trade Agreement was very instrumental and fundamental, because what you're trying to do is now you're trying to be more competitive outside of your nation, outside of the box that you've always been competitive in. And so how do you facilitate trade on that level? And you can't facilitate trade when you don't have businesses to really trade with. And so you need to make your businesses within your country, within your region, more competitive, so that when they go to the rest of the world, they have better products, they have quality products, they have better packaging, they have diverse programs to compete with, to trade in. So you don't go trading the same things with the rest of Africa. You know, so as much as possible, our mandate was, how do we bring about diversification? How then do we implement this MSME policy to ensure that the businesses we're working with really can harness the strengths of being in Ghana to compete on a global or regional platform?
So what is some of the practical things that we're likely to see in your new mandate that would be able to scale up our businesses to the continental market?
I think, one, we're going to see stronger partnerships. I think between government, because we're a government institution, with private sector, with NGOs, with foundations, with partners, developing partners as well. We've already started initiating a lot of these partnerships. The other one is access to finance. How do you compete if you don't have the right quality type of financing, right? And so a couple of weeks ago, we launched the Access to Finance Technical Committee to really drive the idea and the understanding of how do you get quality finance. And our new act allows us to set up an MSME fund. And that fund is also for us to help fund these MSMEs, the businesses, to become competitive.
Quite a number of times you speak to the businesses, whether small or medium. Their major challenge is finance. What is the new wave when it comes to funding?
I think that we're doing a lot. And I think that the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, has been really very intentional in how we support these MSMEs. And the first one, and it's not anything that happened only everywhere. I mean, Ghana was very particular. During the COVID times, there was the access to finance component and the CAP-BAS support. And that support really drove home a lot of funding to businesses who would not even have had access to financing, realistically.
What are some of the challenges that, as per your interactions with some of these MSMEs, you can tell that these are their difficulties that is impeding them from taking advantage of the continental market?
One is mindset, right? And I think it's the most fundamental thing. How do we address issues of mindset? How do we get people to say that, okay, this is where you can go? And I'll give you a challenge about mindset. Most often, when government comes up with interventions, people say, oh, I bind ya. Do you understand? So there are few people who know that I'll even try it. I'll just try it and see. And they keep getting support. That mindset change of, can I just let me just throw something in the hat and hope that if I pull it, someone might just pull, I might be lucky. So you realize that just a few people who know where, when, how to go. They take advantage of opportunities, and it's all a mindset change. The other is also lack of information. And I always say, for lack of knowledge, my people perish. And so how do we also, as government institutions, because I'm speaking from the point of where I sit, as to how do we provide access to information to people? How do we become better at what we do by providing information? But there's also a catch-22 there, right? Because what you're doing is that you're throwing information out there and you're trying to tell people this is what is available. But then the people are also coming back and pushing back and saying, oh, you're lying, oh, you're this, oh, it's not true.
Maybe because they try and they don't get.
Not everybody will get it.
Okay.
But the people who get it will also not come back and say, I got it, right?
And maybe telling the stories of those who have benefited from some of the
Exactly.
facilities that you give out.
It's about you doing what you have to do. We will provide you with support. We have our business advisory centers. That's why we have 191 business advisory centers and 37 business resource centers, right? And so people can walk into them and say, this is what I have. And now social media is a beautiful thing. But immediately you put out testimony, people say, oh, no, it's a lie. And immediately you say that, other people then think, oh, then let me not go there. So I really advise people, because someone is saying, don't listen, do what you want to do. And then give yourself the opportunity to actually see how far it goes. Because people have benefited from so many different things. I mean, for the past 4 years since I took office, over 700,000 people have benefited from interventions from this institution. And in the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot of youth interventions. In the new GEA, we're looking at stronger partnerships. And these partnerships were with the MasterCard Foundation, with other partners, where we went in and said, okay, these are people we know. Because if you're going to export, if you're going to go into other products, regulations, the quality of your product, the packaging of your product. Under our partnerships with the German Invest in Jobs, right, with GIZ and Invest in Jobs and other partners, what we were able to do, and we realized COVID had hit and government was really looking at digitalization. We worked with a lot of these businesses and gave them access to digital products. We gave them tools to be able to buy and sell online and to be able to drive sales on there.
We have AfCFTA now. Do you have a special package, or are you tuning in to have a special package that would concentrate on growing some of these young businesses to be able to take advantage of the African market?
Yes, I think the success of the AfCFTA rests a lot with SMEs.
Very much.
So we need to drive that. And so we're not going to sit back. And it's something that we ourselves as institutions are focusing on in terms of what quality products, what are the products you're going to put out there? And so in terms of how we're going to design and how we've designed our interventions, a lot of it focuses on that.
If I'm watching a young person and I have a business plan or I've started something going on, how do I approach GA?
Almost every district, there is an office.
Okay.
If you go into the district assemblies and you ask for a business advisory center, which is a BAC, or you ask for a BRC, you would see us.
Okay.
If you're part of the network and we're doing programs, we'll let you know. We'll email you, we'll send information, we put adverts out so they will know what is happening on there. So as much as possible, there's the opportunity. We're very honest about what it is that we can and can't do.
But you give advisory as well. If you can't,
Give advisory.
you may want to tell them what to do.
We'll
to meet
direct you.
requirements and all that.
Exactly. We'll direct you if you need support. I mean, if you need GSA, you come for a letter through us, they give you a discount. If
You mean the standards?
Yes, the Ghana
Authority.
Standards Authority, right? If you need that, if you need some support, you're having certain challenges and we think we provide that support. So we are very accessible. I mean, anybody can walk in and ask questions, and that's our job. So we have to do it.
So that's the Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Enterprises Agency. And if you've been doubting that you can access some opportunities, please take the bold step. Move to some of these agencies and ask how you can be helped. Try it. Others have tried it, and it has worked for them. Apia Kusi Adomako is the West Africa Regional Director of CATS International. He's advising all small and medium enterprises to begin to do a lot of research of the African market, because a lot of opportunities are in other countries that you can take advantage of. He's also asking that let's work together. I know you, you know me, call me. Let's think together and work together and benefit together.
If you are a young entrepreneur, for example, you should be able to look at improving to ensure that you get a quality. So that, for example, if someone comes to buy your disinfection chamber and you know that it's lasting longer than the others have been, That alone would also, that word of mouth would even increase your volume of sale. First, you may start with just the product. Then as time goes on, you work on it to improve upon it. You need to also have partners in other countries.
Who helps them to get these partners?
You see, the thing is that they say that you must lift yourself from your own bootstrap. Government is not there to come and lift you and take you to Abuja or Durban or Johannesburg and take you to an investor. No. Now, thank God, by sitting on your phone or your computer, you can get the information that you want.
Yeah.
People must use the tool of the internet. You can go online, search for maybe shopping malls, in the top shopping malls in South Africa. And then you drill down, you can be looking for contact and facility managers and others. And you start sending mails and branding yourself, sending a very good profile of yourself in a brochure. And sometimes one thing you may have to do is that you have to go for international fair. Dubai may be expensive to go there, but even Abuja or South Africa or even Accra International Conference, they do a lot of expo.
Yeah.
Bring your product there. Somebody who has come is not coming to buy anything. The person has come to scout for young and incipient products that just come, that is being finalized, and then to buy into it and become a stake in the product. So if we sit down in our village in Kumasi and Hohoi or in Damongo and expecting millennium to reach us, we may not be able to see millennium.
These days, everywhere you turn, people are being encouraged. Ghanaians are being encouraged. Africans are being encouraged to trade among ourselves, produce more, remain competitive. That is being drummed into the minds of every Ghanaian and every African. You must open your ears wide and listen and soak it deep down and act on it. This week at the Ghana Industrial Summit and Exhibition, the Presidential Advisor, Honorable Yao Osafo-Maafo, made a call and an advice to all businesses to remain competitive. Don't just produce because everybody is being urged to produce. You just produce. Produce and remain competitive in order to be able to stand firm in this wave of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Ghana's Presidential Advisor, Yao Osafo-Maafo, has called on businesses to concentrate on remaining competitive, even as they produce for the continental market and take advantage of the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. He said if businesses merely produce and are unable to remain competitive, they may have a problem because other African countries are also producing onto the same African market. The presidential advisor, who was speaking at the 4th Ghana Industrial Summit and Exhibition 2021, said competitive production is key to harnessing opportunities AfCFTA presents, while admitting that government also owed it a duty to provide an atmosphere that would make businesses competitive, and the government of Ghana is prepared to create that needed environment for businesses to be competitive under AfCFTA. Dignitaries at the 2021 Ghana Industrial Summit and Exhibition examined products of some Ghanaian businesses present at the summit and exhibition.
They are supporting the AfCFTA. We are supporting the Ghana government to implement the agreement together with various stakeholders like AGI, Genesis, Ministry of Trade and Industry, and also the Alliance for Trade Facilitation, where we are supporting the facilitation of trade processes for exports.
So that was the presidential advisor, Honorable Yao Osafo-Maafo, at the Ghana Industrial Summit and Exhibition 2021. And at that event, the GIZ, now our proud partner, was there and said that a lot of activities are being done by GIZ to continue to support this whole dream of Africa. Also, the African Continental Free Trade Secretariat was present at that event and assured that there's going to be intense sensitization, just like what we're doing, and we'll continue to do a lot more together with everybody else so that you get to understand the AfCFTA and use it. And the Ministry of Trade and Industries, through the Director of Multilateral Trade at that ministry, urged every small and medium enterprise to take advantage of the Ghana Enterprises Agency, just as you heard not long ago. Senior advisor to the Secretary General of the AfCFTA, Peter Joyce Sewonu, has urged Ghanaian private sector to familiarize themselves with the schedules of the various sectors, including education and finance, by contacting the Ministry of Trade or the National AfCFTA Secretariat.
We are going to have a schedule of specific commitment. So in terms of services liberalization, the WTO has helped us in classifying them. So we have 12 sectors. So if you have a typical service like educational services, and then you want to export educational services, how do you do that? We have 4 modes of supply. In the end, there's a schedule which is basically a table in terms of how you intend to liberalize your services. So that particular one as well, private sector should be interested. In terms of financial services, you can look at the schedule and then you know, oh, South Africa, how many months does South Africa permit in their economy?
He explained that Ghana is considered a developing country and therefore has a relatively shorter period to liberalize its tariff compared to countries considered as least developed. At a panel engagement, the Ministry of Trade and Industry, the AfCFTA Secretariat and GIZ shared their respective organizations' positions on how the private sector can take advantage of the AfCFTA. GIZ highlighted interventions made to simplify the AfCFTA to its targeted beneficiaries.
There needs to be awareness and sensitization creation on AfCFTA. I know the ministry has done something in that line going around, and our project we are also doing the same thing. My team is currently in WA, sensitizing young entrepreneurs and SMEs, trying to simplify what AfCFTA means for them.
The Ministry of Trade urged small and medium enterprises to approach the Ghana Enterprises Agency to access, support and harness the opportunities of AfCFTA, since MSMEs are a major target beneficiaries of the AfCFTA based on the 7 components of the National Action Plan.
It's difficult. Luckily, we're able to have the National MSME and Entrepreneurship Policy, which is now warranted the need to transform MDSSI into Ghana Enterprise Agency. It now means that AGI and other related institutions must announce their concerns within what the mandate of the DEO.
So across the entire country and across the entire continent, the wave of this dream to have one market for Africa is blowing everywhere. We don't want you to be left out. That's why we continue to bring you this program to understand this whole vision, take part, create something, do something, know where to go and access opportunities so that you can also employ, eradicate poverty. We can all do it together. Our innovator for next week is producing about 200,000 snails every year in this country. And he already has a market of about 2.4 million snails every year that he's supposed to supply, yet he can't do that. He wants a lot more young people to get into snail farming. If you don't know how to start, he's willing to assist you. And if you don't have money, you just heard from the Ghana Enterprises Agency. Explore, look at where opportunities are. We will be taking inspiration from our snail farmer and our innovator next week. As always, we try almost every week to bring you one news or event or the other that is happening around the vision of Africa having one market. A report by CATS Ghana has revealed the various products with the highest export potential to the African market under African Continental Free Trade Agreement for Ghana prior to the commencement of the AfCFTA in January. Palm oil, malt extract, and 3 others ranked highest Ghanaian export potential under AfCFTA, according to the CAT report.
But the malt extracts, the pasta, the palm oil, those ones, the demand is there, but we have not maximized, optimized that demand.
I see.
And if we can invest, when I say invest, I don't mean government. Government has no business in doing a business.
Yeah.
If private sector, with this information, I'm sure the private sector can also take it as an opportunity to go into that.
Smart 24, driving business.
Be part of the green energy revolution. The Renewable Energy Conference and Expo 2023 is your information hub for all things pertaining to clean energy. Explore innovative solutions driving the clean energy transition as you learn from industry leaders shaping the future of renewable energy. Connect with like-minded professional organizations deep sustainable as we clean energy transition from the 6th to 8th November 2023 at Resort Munyonyi, Kampala. The Renewable Energy Conference and Expo 2023.
People call me Koja Maracas. Welcome to Love Uganda Limited,
where we fix the hearts.
My wife, you'll see her head and you'll think, oh no.
Money have some real.
Era tutukanga omuntu nti nigasita ndala mukaaga itano sita isatu ash onige yes
ngaho bakubuza machanti
nga bamubuza machanti code nga tumukobata mu nsanvu bino ndija olumalirizawo ngatamwe sente dali kuwayo kumbaga ya mwenemu sawa yeneyo nga kyabazinga amwebaza nga tweyongere kai tujja mu kyalo ekindi
ekikoba embago lunawa luti nga mwira
tulija kumala kai tweyongere emyezi mukaaga nga tukasomesa abantu momope
baba embaga ya mwene mweri yonga 18 kaye emyezi omukaaga gyoli kuongeramu ojaji
oyidine bya momope abantu yembite yona bandeta momo ono ne bibali kumpaka ne bya momope abidi kyama kupikipiki ojo bisomese
muleke musoni we tyamaja
baba tuka bulungi
simbule embalasi asumulude
momo nyabo.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cash back every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Luxury redefined at Seasand Hotel as you indulge in the splendor of elegant living fit for the royalty that you are. Step into comfort, pampering and blissful customer-centric service as you select from our range of comfy, exquisite living quarters furnished to meet with your royal preference. Surrounded by scenic beauty, our tropical setting allows you to escape the glamorous ordeal of city life. Our ambient green gardens will guide you to a place of revitalizing rest. The 3-star restaurant caters to your palate, serving your choice menu ranging from exotic cuisines to local delicacies. Our chefs will serve you full course meals for a truly out-of-this-world culinary experience. Our fully stocked bar to whet your throat, from renowned global brand whisks, brandies, gins, beers and wines to our locally celebrated beverages, you will not lack for any brewage. It's an all-new experience in the East at Seasand Hotel. So visit today at Plot 15-19 Spire Road, Ginger, or contact us on +256 751 719 960 and +256 785 354 614 for reservations. Seasand Hotels, luxury redefined.